Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays live show here on our YouTube channel. Joining me, as always, we have Trey Trends and Seth Stacks. We're going to be breaking down some of the Saturday college football games, some of the bigger games. We also have the Dog of the Week and the Parlay Lock. We're going to get right into these plays. We have 5 games to break down, and the first game is going to be a monster one. It's going to be Michigan -4 going up against Penn State. The over-under in that game is 45.5. Trey, I'll have you start here.
Oh, God, this game's going to be very, very fun to watch. I'm surprised the line is so close. They did ban Jim Harbaugh from the sidelines. I did see a report saying that maybe he might appeal to play this game because it was just announced right before the game. So I don't think, regardless if Jim Harbaugh is on a sideline or not on a sideline, Michigan is going to absolutely steamroll in this game. I'm going to take them here at -3.5. I'm going to buy a half point. I feel like I don't even need to buy the half point, but in the off chance that they do only win by 4, I don't want to push. But I do think Michigan is going to win this game by double digits. I did see a stat that Penn State's quarterback, Drew Aller, is in the bottom 10 in the entire college football. And I think it was like yards per completed attempt or something like that. He has been throwing the ball a lot, but he has not been very efficient when he's been doing it. Going up against this Michigan defense is not going to be an easy test for him. So I think Michigan's going to roll. And like Bear says, college football did a disservice here as a noon game. But I did see it's not even their fault. Big Ten. The Big Ten has a rule that says when the games are this late in the year, they cannot play at night, something to do with weather. So it's very weird. Big Ten, you're making all these big games not be as big as they can be. I love Michigan here, -3.5.
Yeah, not only is it a noon game, it's also not Penn State's whiteout game. I don't understand how they let that slide, but yeah, that should be Penn State's whiteout game this season. But Seth, who do you think wins this game?
Yeah, guys, and I sucks, but I really can't touch much into this because this is my member pick and it is over on the member video. But I will just say this: the Big Ten went to the garage, got their rod and reel out, and they're fishing now. They're fishing. They're trying to root Jim Harbaugh out. I don't think it's going to work, guys, but they're trying. They're trying. They're poking a bear. They're poking the bear. All of this aside, Michigan is the most elite offense and most elite defense, the best, most well-rounded team in all of college football. I really do think they are the best team in college football. I mean, I can't get much more into it. They're going to dominate in this game. They're going to be mad. That's all there is to
it. Okay, so you're taking Michigan -4.5. All right, I like Michigan -4.5 as my play as well. They have a bunch of stuff going on with the sign stealing scandal, like Trey talked about. But let's be honest, they're the best team in the country. Everybody in the country is doing the sign stealing stuff. They're just going at Michigan's throat because they're the best team this season in college football, and nobody wants to play them. This game is going to be a little bit worried about Michigan here because of all the unnecessary news that they have been dealing with, but they're going to win this game easily. James Franklin has a 3-16 record against top 10 opponents whenever he's been at the program. Michigan wins this game, and then they go and destroy Ohio State, and they find themselves with the 1 seed in the college football playoffs. I'm going to take Michigan here, -6.5 on the alt spread. I don't even want a -3.5. I'll take the plus money for them to win by a touchdown. So let's go on to the next game. Big game here. Tennessee, -1.5. I think it's up to -3 now versus Missouri. The over-under is 57. Seth, I'll start with you for this one.
Yeah, I said it last week and said it the week before that. This Missouri team has really impressed me. They went toe-to-toe with Georgia in the first half before falling off in the second half a little bit last week against them. But they have played Georgia tougher than most teams have this season, so that is very impressive for this Missouri team. And this is all going to go back to which quarterback I trust in this game. And I trust Brady Cook more than I trust Joe Milton because Brady Cook has this dude that is a dog. Luther Burden III is a monster, guys. This is the best receiver in the SEC. He's leading their SEC in receiving yards. So I'm going to take Mizzou here. I am going to take Mizzou on the money line at plus money. I don't know how we're getting plus money here. Missouri has played really good. This is at Mizzou. This is a home game. Home field is going to really matter in this game. And like I said, I don't trust Joe Milton, but I do trust Brady Cook in this Missouri offense.
Yeah, I'm going to give Trey a chance to sweep. I'm also going to take Missouri. I'm not going to mess with the points. Give me the money line from Missouri. Both these teams have 2 losses this year. Tennessee lost to Alabama by 14, then Florida by 13. Both those games on the road. This game's going to be on the road for them. For Missouri, they lost on the road last week by 9 points to Georgia. That was a good loss, in my opinion. They covered the spread. And then they lost by 10 to LSU at home, their only home loss this season. I think the Missouri offense is explosive. And at home this season, Missouri's been one of the best teams in the country at scoring. Tennessee also has a few players banged up in this game, so they might miss one of the receivers and a starting running back. So with the injuries and with the explosive offense of Missouri and the home field advantage, I'm going to take the Tigers on the money line as my play. Trey, are we sweeping or are you taking Tennessee?
No, we're gonna be sweeping here, boys. I did not think that we were going to. I expected Seth to maybe pick Missouri, but Bear, I kind of had a feeling we were going to lean Tennessee here with Joe Milton. But at the end of the day, I have to agree with everything that you guys both said. Missouri, I think the home field advantage is going to be the key factor here because there was a key factor in beating my Kansas State Wildcats. I fully expected Kansas State to go into Columbia and just walk all over Missouri, and that was kind of their first step towards this national spotlight. Was their I think it was like a 65 plus yard field goal that they hit to beat Kansas State and absolutely drive a stake through my heart. And I think we might even get a similar finish here. I'm going to take Missouri on the money line. I'm not going to flirt with the points because I do agree with what these two guys said, that they do have a great chance to win this game straight up. So give me Missouri here on the money line as a perfect sweep.
All right, we're sweeping the board. We're moving on to the Pac-12. Utah going on the road to take on Washington. Washington's minus 8.5. The over-under is 50. Trey, who's winning this one?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game because, Utah, they are very good, and I'm not quite for sure exactly if they're going to be able to keep up pace with Washington here. But at the end of the day, it is not a home game for Utah, and I think that's going to be a huge benefactor here. I think that 8 points is kind of weird, but I'm going to take Washington here -8. Utah, their offense is just not very good. They're going to need to make this game be very nitty-gritty if they want a chance to keep it close. And I don't think this Washington offense is going to allow that. Their pass offense is going to be passing all over Utah Utes' heads throughout this game. I think if Washington reaches the 30-point threshold here, there's absolutely zero chance that Utah is going to cover this game. So I'm going to take the Washington Fighting Huskies here at -8. I don't hate even buying it all the way up to -8, up to -9.5, because I think they do have a great chance to win this game by double digits.
Yeah, I love both these teams, so I don't really want to bet against either of them. I will say Washington last week, I was spot on, -3 against USC. That game was easy. This week, though, I think Utah sticks around and they cover the spread, 8.5 spread here. This is a very proud team, and 2 weeks ago against Oregon, they got the snot kicked out of them. I think this defense is going to stand up in this game for at least a few possessions and cover the spread for Utah. I also think Washington defensively, they're very bad. We saw that against USC. Utah on defense, they're going to make enough stops in this game to get the cover. And even though Utah on offense has struggled, like Trey said at times, they can score against this Washington defense. I actually almost made this my dog of the week because Washington's coming off that high against USC. But I think Washington, they're trying to get into the college football playoffs. They can't slip up. It's very unlikely they drop this game. But I think Utah sticks around and they cover the spread. So give me Washington on the money line, Utah with the points as my play. Seth?
Yeah. To piggyback off what Trey said, I know you were talking about how bad Washington's defense has been, but I can't trust Utah's offense. Even though they kind of took off last game, I still just don't trust them. They've been bad in every other game besides that one. And I just can't trust Utah because Washington is absolutely elite on the offensive side of the ball. And they showed last week that Michael Penix doesn't have to throw 4+ touchdowns to be elite, as they actually got their run game going. I know USC, it's kind of one of those that, USC gives up a lot of rush yards, but it just shows that this could be a multi-dimensional offense. I'm going to fade Utah in this situation. I just feel like they're going to have to score way too many points to stay in this game with Washington, and I think Washington can win this one by multiple touchdowns with how elite their offense is.
All right, I'm lone wolfing with Utah plus 8.5. You both are on Washington. Let's move on to the next game. Ole Miss going on the road to take on Georgia. Georgia's last home game, -10.5. The over-under is 58.5. Seth, who's winning this one?
Yeah, guys, I've went against Georgia way too many times this season, and I can't make myself do the same in this game. They've shown me time and time again this season why they are the best team in the nation. I really can't go against them at home either because they are undefeated at home. And on top of that, Ole Miss's defense has been awful. They're one of the worst defenses in the SEC, and it's unlikely that they're magically just going to turn it around in this game against one of the most dangerous offenses in the SEC. Ole Miss can score, but it's going to be tough for them to keep within 11 points. So I'm going to take Georgia with the points here at home. They should be able to run over Ole Miss in this game.
Trey?
I'm actually going to go with the Fighting Lane Kiffins here. I'm going to go Ole Miss here at plus 10.5. If they do lose this game by double digits, I think it's going to be right at 10 points. I think that Ole Miss's offense is going to be able to just do enough to cover this game for us. I don't think they're going to be able to win this game against Georgia traveling on the road. But at the end of the day, I think their offense is going to be able to travel here in Athens. I was watching a show earlier, and Kirby Smart, he looks like he does have the boys buzzing. But at the end of the day, I know that Lane Kiffin has, he's spewing something in his locker room like he always does to get his boys buzzing as well. I think that they're going to be scoring some points in this game. All we need is Ole Miss to do is get the 20+ points, and I think they're going to cover this plus 10.5, and I think they could easily do that against Georgia.
Yeah, I've been all over the place with Georgia this season. I thought they were going to beat. I thought that Kentucky was going to beat them, and then they beat the crap out of Kentucky. I thought Florida might beat them, and then they beat the crap out of Florida. I then thought Georgia was going to beat the brakes off Missouri, and that game was a lot closer than I thought. Missouri only lost that game by 9 points, and they covered the spread. So you might just want to take the opposite of everything I say about Georgia here, but I think Georgia's going to beat the brakes off Ole Miss in this game. There's a very real chance that if Georgia wins this game and then loses the SEC championship game to Alabama, they don't make the playoffs. They would be a one-loss team, and that would mean Texas or Oregon, if they beat Washington in the Pac-12 game, would go over Georgia. Texas, I think, is going to get screwed here because they always do in the Big 12. They're not as competitive as the Pac-12 and the SEC this season, but there's a real chance that if Georgia loses to Alabama in the SEC championship game, they get bounced. So I think Georgia has to put their best foot forward in this game and win this game by a lot of points. I know it's crazy to think about Georgia not being in if they lose to Bama, but it is possible. They need to handle business tonight in this game, and if they do at home in their last game, I think they're definitely in the college football playoffs no matter what happens if they lose to Alabama. So I think they stop on Ole Miss in this game. I'm going to take a -10.5 as my play. Guys, let's move over to the Pac-12. USC going up against Oregon. Oregon -15, over under 75. Trey, tell me who's winning.
God, this spread's pretty massive at -16 for Oregon. The free fall for USC has been pretty sad to watch. This kind of reminds me of whenever I was picking Colorado against Oregon. I was like, dang, 16 points is a lot. If USC scores a touchdown, we get a massive 23-point spread to work with. I'm not going to fall into that trap in this game. Give me Oregon here. I'm going to buy a half point, take them at -15.5. They should be able to roll all over USC in this game. USC, they just fired their defensive coordinator, and I feel like that's going to not solve much, if any, of their problems in this game. Oregon's going to run all over USC, and just whenever USC tries to plug the gaps, Oregon's going to toss it over their head. So give me Oregon here at -15.5.
Yeah, I am so glad USC's playing my Oregon Ducks this week, mainly because we get free money by taking the Oregon Ducks team total over, whatever it comes out at. I have to guess that Oregon's going to be projected to score 42-plus points in this game. They're the best home-scoring team in the country this season. I'm going to be taking Oregon -15.5, and I'm also going to take the Oregon Ducks team total, whatever it comes out at, like I just said.
So
I will not be taking the over.
For you.
What?
What's that? 47.5 for you.
48 points is nothing for this Oregon Ducks team going against USC. I'm not going to take the over, though, Trey, because I don't think USC scores 3 touchdowns. I also think Caleb Williams, he's going to cry himself to sleep once again, and he's going to be benched in this game as Oregon shits all over USC. And by the way, I'm saying he's going to be benched because Oregon's going to be up by so many points. He's not going to want to play anymore. For all the people coming to my head, I think Caleb Williams is a talented quarterback, but he's being a little bit too cocky and a little bit too talkative for my liking, especially when you lose and you cry and then you talk shit all week and then you go out there and you don't perform and win games. So I'm going to take Oregon at home. I'm going to take the team total. I'm going to take a -15.5 as my play. Seth?
Yeah, and instead of placing the blame on everybody else, even if things maybe aren't his fault, maybe he should try lifting up his teammates a little bit. Maybe that would help. Maybe he should stop
being a little bit more like Tim Tebow, you're saying.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Hey, you can't just sit there and blame your teammates for everything. It's not going to work.
If he had his skill and Tebow's leadership, he'd be the best quarterback ever.
Or maybe even act a little bit more like Russell Wilson, you know?
Okay, nobody needs to act. Nobody needs to be that dangerous, Trey. All right, Seth, what's your pick here?
Yeah, we're sweeping. We're sweeping here. I'm going to take Oregon as well. We talk about it every week. USC's defense is just pitiful. Oregon's going to put up a lot of points here, and this is the best defense in the Pac-12 with Oregon. USC is going to have trouble keeping up in this game. And like you guys said, Caleb Williams is just going to place the blame on everybody else, even if he plays bad in this game. And you're right. If he doesn't feel like playing, he might just say, I'm good. So we never know. We never know what's going to happen in this game. One thing I do know that's going to happen is Oregon's going to put up plenty of points here in this game. So they should blow out USC pretty big here.
All right, those are the 5 games. Let's get into the dog of the week. I'm pretty sure the boys swept the board last week. Did we sweep the board last week?
We swept the board, and it was absolutely glorious, except for I hate it when we sweep the board because that means I'm not getting any legs up on Bear here. We need to tackle Bear.
Whoa. That's a little mean, but all right.
Take him down.
Trey, you are the first one I see, so I'm going to have you go first.
Yeah, Bo Nix over Caleb Williams. Bear, what do you think about that?
In the draft, no. Right now, playing, who would I rather have in my team in college? Bo Nix, every single time. In the draft, though, Caleb Williams is clear-cut number 1. Like, there's no doubt his talent. I just think he needs to get his mentals in check, and he's going to be a great quarterback. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be taking Hawaii here. Bear knows why I'm going to be taking Hawaii, because it is on the island for them, and they are going up against a pretty tough Air Force team. And I faded Air Force last week, and it did pay off for me. I took Army plus 18.5 in that game, and Army won that game straight up right at that 18.5 point number. So Air Force, they may be reeling in this game, looking to get some revenge. But at the end of the day, they are going a long way over to Hawaii. That's a long flight, and he knows, like the best of us, that the power of the island is real.
So
Hawaii, they have a good chance to win this game. They just need to stop the run. I know that's a lot easier said than done going up against Air Force, but at the end of the day, it's pretty basic. Just stop the run and you have a chance to win the game.
Stop the run and be on the island, and you have a chance to win. I love it, Trey. There is no more thrilling moment than being up at 2 a.m. trying to find this game anywhere online. So that's going to be an electric game for you to watch. For my dog of the week, I'm going to take the Temple Owls plus 7.5 going up against South Florida. I'm going to take Temple on the money line, obviously, because it's the dog of the week. But last week, Temple beat Navy 32-18 as a 6.5 point underdog. They finally got back their quarterback, E.J. Warner, in that game, and he was desperately needed back in that offense. Before that, Temple had lost 5 consecutive games, and they had only scored 14 total points in the last 2 contests. They were outscored 14-100 over the last 2 games without E.J. Warner. They put him back in the lineup, and they won their next game 32-18 against Navy. So he is the key that is missing in this offense. And with him back, I think they beat South Florida on the road here. Last week, EJ had 400-plus passing yards, 4 touchdowns against Navy. They ranked 91st in the country, allowing 239.2 yards per game through the air. This week, going up against South Florida, EJ Warner is getting the second worst passing defense in the entire nation to go against. They're giving up 300-plus passing yards per game. That's worse than Colorado. That's worse than Tulsa. Temple wins this game with E.J. Warner quarterback, and it should be a doozy. It should be a close game, but I think they take it on the road against South Florida. So give me Temple on the money line as my dog. Seth?
Yeah, I'm going to take a risky one here, and I'm going to take Rice plus 14.5. This one is risky because it is looking like JT Daniels is going to sit out in this game, so we are likely going to see a backup quarterback. But honestly, that backup quarterback has seen very limited time, but he is 11 for 17, so I guess if we want to look at a pretty good ratio, that is a pretty good percentage on completions. But we do not know how he is going to look in this game. But the reason I do like Rice here is this UTSA defense is in a really rough stretch of late. They have not been playing good. And Rice, I know it's been with JT Daniels, but they've stuck right there with SMU, who has the best offense in that conference and one of the best offenses, honestly, scoring offenses in all of college football. So JT Daniels has to have playmakers. That means this backup's still going to have playmakers here. And one of those guys is Luke McCaffrey. And I think if this backup quarterback can just get Luke McCaffrey the football, I think they will be okay in this game. UTSA is going to try to run. So as long as Rice just sticks tough on the run, I think they have a chance here. Like I said, it's risky. JT Daniels is out, but plus 14.5, it's going to be really juiced. I'm going to try for it here.
I like them all, boys. I like them all. Let's go to the parlay lock. I don't know if we cashed last week. No, we did cash last week, didn't we?
We did. We cashed.
We did. Yeah. All right. Let's run it back. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to take Washington State going up against California, the over 59 points. Washington State, that's the second best passing offense in the country, right below Washington. And if you look at California over the last 4 total weeks, they have allowed 50-plus points in 3 of those 4 games. And 3 of the opponents have been Oregon, a really good passing team, USC, another really good passing team, allegedly with Caleb Williams, Oregon State, not the best passing team, and then Utah just grounded and pounded them for 34 points. California has given up a total of 199 points over the last 4 games, but they've also scored 40-plus points in 2 of those 4 games. So I do expect points to come easy in this one, especially because Washington State is on a 5-game losing streak after starting the season 4-0. They are desperate to hang up points on a team, and California is the perfect team to hang points on. Give me the over 59.5 as my lock of the week. Trey?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Alabama here. They just got to win it by double digits. I think the line is minus 12. So I bought a couple points here for the parlay. I'm taking Bama minus 9.5 against Kentucky. I expect them to be able to win this game by double digits. Nick Saban, he knows that he needs to get his team buzzing towards the end of the season if they want to qualify for the college football playoff. And I think they're going to be buzzing in this game. They're going to go into Kentucky and just absolutely dominate them. I'm not too worried about them winning this game by double digits.
Seth?
Yeah, and I have Michigan money line. Not sure what the Big Ten's doing, adding extra ammunition to Michigan, I guess. Like I said, this is the best well-rounded team in college football. I do think they have the best roster. I think they have the best defense, best offense. Not going to get much into it. Like I said, it's my member pick, so if you want to hear more on that, go over there. But they are going to be my lock here. I do think they'll win this game pretty handily.
All right, so we're looking at plus 399 for that. Trey, before we leave, we did forget to make a wheel for my team last week who did win. So I'm going to have you make a wheel really quick. Bad podcasting here, or bad whatever you want to call it. But here are the names. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Just give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up right here for us. And you guys can watch me add these names. All right, give me the first
Of
one.
course, I pull up the wrong video to get the players' names. And
Oh, what a
give
freaking
me another
bum.
second. There we go. Let's do this one. Watch that one. Because I'm sure some people are here for the wheel.
Well, guys, just if you're watching this video, just comment below and tell us how your night's going as we're waiting for Bear. Let's
Okay.
get some conversation going. We got a lot of good sporting events going on tonight. So maybe just drop your favorite game pick or player prop as well so we can cash that alongside you.
That wasn't it either.
And it looks like Cam, he's wanting to play some OG Fortnite. Bear, do you got any fun stories
I
about
ain't
Cam? Is
playing
he raging on Fortnite at all?
I'm not playing no OG Fortnite. Also, I want to say, Cam, I hope your grandpa's all right, bro. I heard he was in the hospital.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, I know, kind of dry. All right, here we go. I got it. Here we go. Ready?
All right, give me the names.
All right, we have. Seth, stop talking. All right, we have Rod Parlays, RODPARLAY. We have Catley Russ, KATLEERUSS. Garrett Flowers, GARRETTFLOWERS. JLag 33. I'm not going to spell that. And then Dennis Caldwell Jr. All right.
All right, let's
Hopefully,
get this drill going.
some
You
of
guys
those
know how
guys
it
are here.
is. Shuffle a handful of times.
Before you spin, my team in the NBA on our NBA videos, they did win. We do player props. Pick 5 props. If you're on the winning team, you get $25 cash if you win the wheel spin. So this is going to be for $25. Hopefully someone's in here. Let's do it, Trey.
And shout out Hunter, became a YouTube member. He's going over to go check out Seth's play on Michigan. Hopefully, good luck everybody, and may the best man or woman win.
Come on, big bucks, no whammies.
Garrett Flowers.
Garrett
He was on my
Flowers.
team 2 weeks ago. He seems to be a winner. It seems to be.
He is definitely a winner. All right, Garrett, if you're not here right now, we're going to throw it up on the NBA video on Sunday because we already made the NBA video for Saturday. But guys, thank you for joining the live show. We appreciate all you guys who tuned in and watched and all the comments. Make sure you watch our videos tomorrow. We have a college football video coming out. We also have NBA video and NCAA basketball video coming out as well. Check out the website, bearsfarmplays.com. We have a ton of free plays there and some member plays, only $5 a month to do that. But we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for joining the live.